Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 17th of December. So first things first, let's have a look at the news events that could impact the markets today. Well, we've already seen the UK employment data coming out there. Average earnings up much higher than expected at 5.2% versus 4.6 and 4.3 the previous time, so much higher than expected. The claimant count, it's changed from 28,000. It was expected came in at 0.3, so the figures looking bright there, but how they've got bright there is wage settlements by the government as opposed to necessary solid wage increases across the board. Anyway, we'll let the markets chew on that one. Aside of that, today then the risk we've got coming out here is German IFO business climate can create a little bit of action there at 9 o'clock on a very quiet market, and the economic sentiment following at 10. They're not major movers as such, but as I say, in a quieter market they may create a blip at least. Later this afternoon we've got the Canadian inflation data. We've been seeing interest rates coming down quite strongly. There's an expectation that the inflation will continue to moderate. Any surprises here could see the Canadian suddenly gain a bit of strength. Aside of that, then we've got US retail sales, core retail sales. Again, anything more higher could see further strength in the US dollar. So that's pretty much it. Well, I mean, the market's really looking forward to tomorrow's FOMC meeting when it's we expected to see another 0.25% cut. Up until then, we're left to just normal trading conditions, and let's have a look at them. So the euro dollar, well, it's had a couple of days of sort of closing higher, but barely any significant movement here. And when you're looking at it, I was looking yesterday for the inverted head and shoulder movement, and well, what time did that trigger? 10 o'clock last night it would have triggered. If you'd been trading it, it was pretty dull yesterday, so that really hasn't kicked in. If we look at what's actually happened, there you go. So that's it was actually midnight. It's a 10 o'clock bar, but it would have been about midnight if you'd been looking to trade that far too late, and too open to just probably stop chasing whatever. Anyway, for now then, the euro's coming off. I don't really like this price action. We could see another about turn, but it really looks soft as we're going through into the morning session. I'll look at it closer later, but there's certainly nothing setting up at the moment on the euro. The pound, well, we've seen some decent figures there on the employment data and its wages in particular, which has had a knock-on effect on the expectation of interest rate cuts, meaning that there's only an expectation of something like 0.6 cut next year as opposed to the 1% that was originally expected. So quite a hit on the market there. Currently, with this current 4-hourly bullish engulfing, looking positive. This is a market I saw as being more positive last week, but it just broke down. It just rolled over there on the Thursday and Friday. It's picking back again. It's taking it at highs. I don't over trust these numbers, but it's doing what it's doing at the moment, and got little to do there for me at this stage. US dollar yen, well, it continues to soften. The US dollar pushing against the yen. Consolidation is lots of consolidation running through this at times. The opportunities are pretty slim. I was looking for a much bigger retrace yesterday. It never happened. I'll take that off, but it's just consolidating again. We could see another push up at some stage later towards its R1. It really is yeah, the main trains to the upside. It could be as simple as a break of the trend at some point later. At the moment it's coming away from that though. Okay, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar it was looking soft yesterday. Did a bit of a about turn. It was certainly soft in the morning session, but again, like the euro's in a bit of a chop and consolidation. This is no different in the nearer term. Here, short term, yesterday just ranging. So it's just ranging back from the lower side here. Could see a move back towards the higher side, but it really is horribly choppy. US dollar CAD. Saw some moments yesterday when this really got a bit of a gallop on there. Another up day, and it's pushing up already through the Asian session here. Pushing up. Unfortunately, it never came back to its weekly pivot. I was looking for that as a potential entry. That's off now. I'll cancel that. There's no point having that anymore as an alarm. Looking at today then, current pivot, daily pivots, etc. Well, it's already hit the daily pivot and it's R1. It's not a great deal to do. It might continue through there, but don't forget we've got Canadian data coming out later. The New Zealand dollar, a bit like the Aussie really, not doing too much different. Quite ugly, looking like it could break down further. I'd prefer this to a lot of other things. Maybe watch it carefully, but we could see it breaking these lows, get a breakdown. It's held up reasonably well yesterday, but it's threatened to break down quite a bit on Friday there, and particularly into the evening. But it's sort of basing out, perhaps. We'll see, but I just like the potential of this to continue to the downside. US dollar Swissy continuing its ride to the upside here, softening against the US dollar, which is certainly leading the charge across the markets at the moment, apart from the pound, which is the strongest this morning. Yeah, the Swissy did actually get back at that early stage. 2 o'clock this morning, nice movement back to its pivot, and off it's gone. But nothing you can do to chase these markets. Euro yen, it's had some reasonable movements. Yesterday it carried on pushing on there as the yen weakened. It's rolling back off its 50 sort of area, daily 50 at the moment, pulling back. Could get opportunities later on this. I'm still looking on the bullish side of this, either the US dollar yen or the euro yen. We'll see how things change later. The euro yen's possibly the easier one. The dollar yen is probably the easier one of the two. We'll see how things shape up. It's coming. The euro's just weakening a tad too much at the moment, but maybe some support off the 50 MA there. Bit of a reversal. Close back above the daily pivot could be of interest. We'll see. Okay, there's not a great deal else for a moment. I will look through the rest of the currencies in the trading room in a short while. Aside of that then, let's have a look at the usual suspects. Gold was breaking down a bit yesterday. Not much, but it's looking still quite soft where it is at the moment. It's consolidation around the lows here, catching a little bit of a bounce this morning, but it's breaking down. It caught the body lows yesterday. Potentially got more downside to come on this. Oil still not in this at the moment. I've sort of lost the line for it at this stage. It's consolidating where it is at the moment. A bit of a pennant going on there, which are terribly unreliable in terms of their movements. It does look on the softer side in terms of what we're seeing with the pennant, but they're saying that the trend has been pretty much the upside. So it's a wait see for me. It's just too much this horrible chop going through the markets at this stage. Well, I say the markets, the oil price. So not really of interest. S&Ps, well, managed a little update yesterday, consolidating, still around the highs here at the moment, still got potential to run up at any stage, maybe a Santa Claus rally, but it is consolidating. It is sort of getting into, when you look at it from this 4-hourly point of view, you can see the lower highs and higher lows at this stage. So consolidation. At some point I'm sure we'll get a decent breakout. You would expect it to be towards the upside with the shape and the direction we've been seeing. However, who knows, eh? Talking of markets, I'll look at the Dow. We looked at this yesterday. It's in such good shape on the downside, and well, we managed 8 down days yesterday. It's been a while since we've had 8 solid down days, and well, today might at sometime change back, but it's been absolutely a peach in some respects in terms of when you're looking at it. The afternoon sessions there, pop in and drop in. It was 3 o'clock. It was 2 o'clock that day. 2 o'clock. It's pretty much soon after the open. It's trying to get up there, but not managing. Today, it's already broken down quite so far today. It would have been quite nice if it's sitting in the pivot. It might find support, as I say, around this area. And the daily 50 just below might. I mean, with all these down days, it's almost the probability starts sitting there that we'll get a reversal day, even if it's not very much. Right, okay. Let's roll the DAX. Let's have a look at the FTSE and the DAX. Sorry, FTSE downside at the moment, looking soft. It's a difficult one to catch a clean read on from the dailies. It's just looking for clean retracements. It's not a very clean market at this stage. The DAX has been having a better time, but even that's coming off a little bit here. I'm sure there'll be some DAX traders starting to load shorts into this because it's got a little divergence over the highs there. The lower time frames, it's sort of certainly sitting over there, and it's just easing back a little bit. Just be wary of the Santa Claus rallies that come through on these equity markets. Anyway, for now it does look on the lower time frames here, certainly looks a bit on the softer side, but I've got no setups, only a bit of near-term trend there with lower highs coming through, but no setups on those, so got to wait patiently. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Wish you a great day's trading and catch you later. Bye for now.